So what I want to talk about today is to teach you guys how to build an army of sales guys. You guys would like to do that? How do you build an army? Like, how do you build a bunch of guys with you that I like to call brotherhood? Anybody in the military? Military, right? What is the number one freaking thing that you miss when it comes to sports teams and the military? The camaraderie. What does that mean? The brotherhood, the sisterhood, right? Having a group of men and women that think the same way like you and having a good fucking time. You sleep together, you eat together, you shit together, you do shit together, right? You do everything together and you have fun, right? So the reason why I'm so excited about this, because the reason why I love building this type of business, and there's a lot of businesses I can build, but the reason why I love this business more than any other business is because of the brotherhood, right? Because you're able to build an army of people and do things with them and also make money with them. So when I got started at 19, every single business that I was a part of since I was 19 has always been involved in building a team. And I realized that the reason why a lot of people are depressed or sad or unmotivated is because they're trying to do everything by themselves. Does that make sense? Us as men and women, right, is to have people around us to do shit together with. If you really think about doing this by yourself, it gets really lonely and boring. There's a lot of sales guys out there knocking on doors or making phone calls by themselves. It doesn't feel as good as when you're going out there with your fucking team, right or wrong. Right. But the better feeling than that is not having your partners and your buddies around with you, but it's having people that are on your fucking team so you can profit with them. So it's important to understand that your whole objective, right, is to always be in the team building process. And there's a short-term thinking, there's a long-term thinking. Short-term thinking is what? What's short-term? Well, short-term is it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. It's right now. It's all about today, right? So today, what's the best thing you want to go do? Is go focus on your sales, just for yourself. But the problem is short-term always stays a short-term, because short-term today is still short-term 6 months from now, it's still short-term a year from now, 2 years from now, because you're always worried about one thing. What? Sales. When I say sales, I'm not saying don't make sales. I'm saying that as a short-term thinker, you're only focused on building sales for the day, sales for the month. It's always dependent on you. You're the equation. It's all on your shoulders. What do you think the CEO's job is in a company? What do you think the CEO or an owner's job is of a company? Does he have to do anything physically? He makes decisions, right? The whole purpose of being a CEO is to find people that can execute. The whole purpose, if you see a CEO working like a dog and he has like 3 guys on his team, that's not a good business. The CEO should be working hard in other areas, of course, but not, for example, marketing. You have a marketing guy, right? And then the marketing guy has a bunch of people that work, maybe he's a manager, right? You have people in the company, right? That's what a business is meant to be. All the risk is on this, right? But the CEO is not supposed to be fucking throwing out the garbage or doing all the things. The whole purpose of the CEO is to make sure you find the right talent. My job is to be a talent scout all the time. I'm always recruiting. I'm always looking for people, 24/7. Recruiting is always open for me. Why do you think I do social media? It's because it's a recruiting funnel. It brings in massive amounts of talent. And that's the purpose of being a CEO, right? So take the word CEO out of the equation and put what? A sales leader. It's the same concept. A sales leader should not be making a bunch of sales. It's okay to make sales. You should, pump in some money to get some self-gens, right? But the whole purpose is to what? Be a talent scout. Does that make sense? It's the same thing. You're looking for people that are just as good as you or better so you can take them under your wing and teach them how to do what you need to do. And the problem is that most people in sales, they think short-term. And short-term is never going to give you the results that you want. You'll make some money, but you're always going to have to what? Work hard for your money. So you can work hard, or you can work what? Hard and smart. And the smart way, which is a little bit more long-term, right? Long-term is what? Building a fucking team. I don't have to convince you to do that. If you do not see what I just talked about, then don't worry about it. But if you see it and you understand the reasoning behind it, then you're going to get it. I got that really fucking quick. The only reason why I was able to make a lot of fucking money on a very small margin product was because in my mind, all I thought about was how do I duplicate myself? That's the only thing I cared about. I didn't care about making a bunch of sales by myself because I knew that by myself, I can make 10, maybe 15 sales a week. The record that I ever did was 24 in 1 week, but that was like a fucking anomaly, right? But this was the average I was doing every single week. But I knew that I could never do 100 sales by myself. It's impossible. I don't have enough time. And even if I did do that, I wouldn't have a life. Right? And how do I duplicate that on a weekly basis? I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom, I wouldn't be able to do shit. So I said to myself, okay, the only way to get massive amounts of money is to times this by fucking 100. And the only way to do that is to have 100 motherfuckers doing that. And I don't mind making a small percentage. I don't mind making an override. What would you rather have? An override over 100 reps or a commission on a couple of deals a week? See the difference? That's the mentality switch that I had to make. So for me, what ended up happening, and the reason why I had this mentality was because it was drilled in my head from 19 to 24 that we were building teams. So it was an automatic thing for me to what? To just build teams. We weren't focused on the sale of a product. We were focused on building teams, and the product will be sold through the teams. So that's how I was trained. So when I went into door to door, I was like, holy shit, why am I going to go out there and crush my knuckles for a year and a half when I can literally build a team? And it's harder. What's easier? Going out there making sales or building a team? Sales is so much easier. That's why so many people, they're like, oh, I don't want to build teams. Talk to someone that built a team and lost a team and they haven't done it again. They always say, oh, no, I'm not trying to build a team right now. They always do that because the challenge of building a team is very challenging. But once you know how to build a team, it's game over. It becomes super simple. So what do you think are a few things that you need to have in order for people to say, you know what, I want to build a team with you? Vision, man. They gotta know where the going. The reason why it was so easy for me to build a team, because I talked about the vision all the time. It was like repetitive. Everything was about the vision. I always talk about 100 sales a week. That was the first goal I had, 100 sales a week. We were doing like 20, right? And I was like, 100 sales a week, 100 sales, we're gonna get 100 sales a week. It took us a year and a half to hit that, almost 2 years. But I was always talking about it and I never lowered that goal. Because the goal isn't the problem. The problem is the actual work to get to the goal. The goal is never a problem. Every goal is achievable. It's just what do you need to do to achieve that goal? So all I talked about was the goal, the vision. Everywhere we went. Even though it was crazy, we're losing money, I'm like, the vision. That's why people stuck around, right? So that's the first thing you need to have. And I'm not saying you need to have crazy vision. No, but where are you going? There's a company vision. You have the office vision. And then you have the team vision, which is your team, right? But they all kind of work together into what? Falling like a domino piece into one another, right? You can't have your vision bigger than the company vision. The company vision is much massive, right? Then you have the office vision, which is a little bit smaller, and you have your little vision, which you could say, you know what, our goal is to do XYZ with sales. Our goal is to have X amount of people in the office. Our goal is to do XYZ by this date. And you have that all aligned so your team knows what the you're doing. You have to have a battle cry. The reason why people work hard is not because of themselves, they work hard for other people. Most people will do more for others than they will do for themselves. You guys agree or disagree? It always happens. You'll do more for your brother to the side and brother to the right than you will do for any for yourself even. Because for yourself, it's okay. I can slack off. When you're dependent on, when someone is depending on you, it's much different. When somebody's counting on you, it's much different because you know you need them. That's why it's very big in the military. Everything is about what? Team. So the number one thing you have to have is have a vision. So people can be excited about where you're going. This doesn't mean the second you meet them, you go, oh, what's up, Chris? Yo, my vision is this. No, that's weird. Okay? But they need to know where you're going. Hey, today, my job today is, like, let's say when you first meet them, right? My job today is to do X, Y, Z. You're giving them expectations. You're giving them briefings. My job is to transfer my skills to you. My goal over the next 3-4 weeks with you is to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to give you some homeworks. I'm going to give you some feedback. I need you to kind of give me feedback as well so we kind of work together. That's my job over the next 30 days. Are you okay with that? So they know I'm serious about them, right? So the first thing is about planning for their success. I'm more worried about them creating success the first 2 weeks than myself. Because I know that if I create success for them in the first week or two, I got them. When someone sees success in this business, what happens? Their belief goes through the roof. So they're locked in. It's much easier for me to run with Alfredo than dragging by the tooth every day. You gonna come in today? I'm not doing that. I wanna fire people as fast as possible because I don't want to waste my fucking time. I want to hire very slow, but I want to fire very fast. And I've learned from that because I made this mistake. I used to hire fast and fire slow. And it was excruciating pain. I was like, fuck that, right? If someone's not ready to be on my wavelength, next. I'm not wasting my time. Now, if they're doing their part, it's a different story, right? But they have to do a couple of things that shows me they're serious. The next thing, what else do you think you need to do to create a gravitating personality or structure where somebody wants to work with you? So relationship, what does that mean? What do they want? What is important to them, right? Before you ask for a hand, touch their heart. Right? That's the mindset. You want to always figure out what's important to this individual. What does he want to accomplish? Where is he trying to go? What is he trying to do? What is his thing? Like I know your thing right now is to get the out of your house. For me, it's not important. I have my own place ready. But I have to take myself out of my head and say, okay, where is this guy right now? And he wants to get the out of his mom's place or dad's place or cousin's place, or he wants to get a new car, whatever it may be. You got to figure out what's important to them. Where are they trying to go? And you find that out by how? By asking them questions, building a relationship. This is while you're working, right? This is after work. If you don't mind me, I always ask great questions. Like, listen, let me ask you a question. What are you trying to accomplish here? Like, what's the purpose of you coming to work here and not somewhere else? Why did you pick this place? Oh, I like the environment. I like the fact that we can make money. Awesome. What are you trying to accomplish over the next 6 months? Over the next 6 months, where do you see yourself? These are powerful questions you need to be asking. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months? Awesome. What if it doesn't work out the way you want it to over the next 30 days? Are you the kind of person that, pushes really hard? Like, what kind of person are you, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, no, when it doesn't work out, I'm a grinder. Oh, if it doesn't really work out, I have other options. Okay, good. I'm not judging them. I just want to understand how they think. You don't know who's going to be a loser, who's going to be a winner. I have no idea. I wish I had a black light to check in their forehead where it says L or fucking W. I don't know, right? But I'm going to take the bet in the beginning, right? That's where you ask questions. So you build a good relationship with them. Now they want to stick around with you. What else is important now? Results, right? You need to have results. And how do you transfer results, okay? It's not about creating results. It's about creating results where they actually can see how you created the results, right? Where they understand how you created the results. If they look at you like, oh my God, he's so amazing, I can never do that, you f up. If they look at you and say, I can never do that, you f lost the game. You're filling your ego and you're not filling your pocket properly. I don't ever want anyone to say, oh my God, Michael, you're so amazing. Because if you ever see me knocking on doors, you're like, there's nothing amazing about this guy except he's fast. That's the only difference. I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing when it comes to my results is that they believe that they can do the same thing. If they don't believe they can do it, what did I just do? I shot myself in the foot. Because now they think I can't do it, and now I have to keep doing the shit that I don't want to do. So you got to make sure that whenever you're training somebody, you're creating results, you're making it super simple where they can digest it, where they can understand what's going on. Because if they believe they can do it, your job is going to be focused on the next person and not on this person. When you're training somebody, you're making sure that it's what? Simple, digestible, duplicatable, easy to understand, simple enough where they can actually execute. They need to say, wow, I can do this. If they do not say, I can do this, you did not train them effectively. They have to believe that they can do it, because training is about building someone's confidence and doing the task on their own. That's all training is. It's you're transferring your confidence into them. It's kind of like sales. You're transferring the confidence of yourself into them. And you're teaching them how to apply the information they're getting taught. This is how I do it. I first do it, and they watch. So I do, they watch. Very simple. Attached to the hip, you watch what I do. When I'm done with what I'm doing, what did you learn? What did you get? What did you see me do? What did you understand? Why do you think I said that and not this? You start having a dialogue. It's not like, you saw what I did? Okay, watch this again. No, that's not training. Training is to have them understand why you did what you did. Training is not about copying what you do. Training is about them understanding why you do what you do, so that when you're not there, they can execute the same decision-making process, right? My job is to teach people how to think, right? So this is a problem, right? My job is not to teach you how to solve the problem. No, my job is to teach you how to think, so you can then what? Solve the problem. If I teach you how to think with the proper information, guess what? You can solve the problem, you can execute the problem, you can cut the problem, you can do whatever the fuck with the problem. Because problems are always going to be there. Okay, let's say it's an objection. How to handle this. It doesn't matter. I want you to understand the thought process. When they understand the thought process, now, when the problem doesn't look similar, or it's a different problem, they know how to use their brain to analyze the situation. And they're not a robot. The reason why I was able to build a team very fast was because my retention was high. Because I always talked about the vision. I always built a solid relationship. And because I had the relationship tied in with them and the vision, and when it came to creating the results, it was so easy for them to say, you know what, I want to do business with you. And when things got tough, they still stuck around. Because there wasn't results, but they saw the vision. They had their relationship. So you have to make sure that when you're building a team, you have these three things implemented, right? It's all about the vision, the future. What's the benefit of working with me? Where do you see yourself going with me, with the company, with the office, with my little team? Where do you see us going? How is it going to be? How is the future going to be 10 times better than today? And when you can figure that out and express that to your people, right? Which is what we talked about, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, right? People want to be a part of that. You know how many motherfuckers come in here and they worked a job where there's no relationships? They come here, they feel like part of a family. That's important to people, especially in sales. So this is what I look for, personally. Number one, they have to have a fucking dream or a goal or a burning desire for something. They have to have something that's giving them that rush, that run. They want something. That's so important. When you have a burning desire, the person's energy changes, their conversation changes. All that matters is what the goal is. Next is what? Work ethic, man. I will know exactly who they are within a week. Show me how you work. Show me how you work. And 99% of people don't know how to work, but it's okay as long as they're showing me 80% of how to work. Working hard, going out there. For example, I watch how many doors they're knocking on, how many breaks they take. I talk to them. And if they make those mistakes, I let them know, hey, focus, my friend. Lazy people will be afraid to work with me. They're afraid because I'm like this, and they know it. There's not like one day I'm like this, one day I'm like this. No. Every day I'm zoned in because I'm focused. So they felt that. So they knew. So the ones that were lazy, guess what they did? They didn't want to work with me. They stayed away from me. And that was perfect. I was like, awesome. So I really didn't have an issue with work ethic because everyone that worked with me, oh man, Michael, I can't do what you do. I'm like, good. Didn't you want to make money? So to them, it was insane to work that fast, to work that hard, because I did not give up. So the ones that really wanted to grow in that area would work with me. The ones that didn't, they stayed away from me. And those motherfuckers didn't make it anyway. What's the last thing? Coachability, right? Coachability, they need to be coachable. So when I say coachable, does that mean, like, if they're arguing with me, I'm like, buddy, listen, I'm telling you to handle the objection this way. You're trying to do it your way. Are you trying to do it the way that you want to do it and get the results your way, or do you want to do it my way? No disrespect, but I got results, bro. No disrespect. Like, do you want to do it my way? Because every time I tell you to say this, you keep going this way. I don't know why the f you said that. Why do you keep telling the customer this? Why are you not agreeing with them? Oh, because I don't agree with them. Hey, I don't give a f if you agree with them. Agree. Agree. He says you're ugly. I understand I'm ugly, sir. I take full blame that my mom and my dad made me this way. It's my fault and my responsibility. I wish I could change that, but I can't, sir. But let me ask you a quick question. Boom. Agree. Right? So they would give me some pushback. I'm like, yo, hello, I'm trying to help you, dude. Like, follow what I'm telling you or you're wasting my time. I don't have time, bro. Like, are you going to do it my way or you going to do it your way? If you want to do it your way, go on the other block, no problem. But if you want to get my help, you got to be coachable. You have to remember, you have to know something, you have to do something, and have something that they want. If you have none of that, they're not going to listen to you. So think about how can you build a team. The faster you build a team, the better it is. Not for me, bro, for you. You're going to make the money. More people, there's a lot of things. More volume, more relationships, more camaraderie, better rates, better pricing. Everything just gets better. When it's 2-3 people in an office, it's boring as when it's 50 motherfuckers, it's a different story. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.